Today on the Gold Standard.
I was reading a book over the weekend, and they talked about gold in the Roman Empire, and they talked about it in the Ming Dynasty, and they talked about it in Amsterdam. The Dutch used to be very much the head of financial markets. They talked about Napoleon. They talked about Great Britain, and all of these countries, when they were superpowers, they had hard money. And I think everybody out there can see we're devaluing our money severely. We're inflating our debt. We're headed in the wrong direction, led by the wrong people at the absolute wrong time.
This is the Gold Standard from Midas Gold Group with Kenneth Russo. Hello, I'm Dave Dino. Welcome to the Gold Standard, your source for secure investment opinion and information on the advantages of purchasing and owning precious metals. Whether you're a novice investor or an experienced collector, this is the program that gives you a realistic weekly perspective on the state of the economy, reliable information about using precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum to safeguard your wealth, and remarkable details about specific precious metal coins and bullion. Ken Russo is a senior vice president at Midas Gold Group. His peers characterize him as a straight shooter who will work harder for you than anyone else. Ken, it is a pleasure to join you again this week.
Nice to be with you as always, Dave.
Our topic is how to buy gold to protect your wealth. So, Ken, we usually talk about the need to buy gold and silver in today's uncertain economy, with inflation, threats of a recession, the government making noise about instituting a digital currency that gives them the ability to monitor all of our financial transactions, and the very real possibility, because of the mounting national debt, the very real possibility of a financial crash. But today, we're going to give our listeners the how-to information that they need to make good buying decisions when it comes to buying gold. Ken, this is your ballpark. You're the expert in all of this. So let's say I want to look into safeguarding a portion of my wealth with precious metals, and I'm a novice at this. What are some cautions? Where should we not buy our gold or silver?
Well, most of the people that we deal with, Dave, they want to be private. They don't want anyone to understand where they're moving their money, and rightfully so. We believe that financial privacy and financial freedom is very important. Remember, whenever you purchase on the internet, there is a paper trail. So talk to Midas Gold Group, whether you're in one of the 50 states or locally in Arizona and Phoenix or locally in the Thousand Oaks area where you have the ability and the privilege to come in. Keep your gold ownership private. I would be very careful of coin shops, little coin shops. A coin shop typically, Dave, has just a glass cabinet in there and, maybe a couple of coins here or there. Not really too much of a selection. And usually the majority of the gold that they sell, they had to buy from another investor. We don't do that. The mint relationships that we have, that's where we get our supply. There's no middleman. That's what keeps the process with integrity, keeps the products genuine, coming right from the mint. And also, if somebody wants to diversify it into gold, we could help them. And on the other hand, a small coin shop probably can't. Also, I would be very wary of these companies, Dave, that just have a celebrity endorser on TV. You call in and then you have to deal with a pushy salesman that's trying to promote a product that benefits the dealer and not really the investor. And in those situations, they may want to try to make you a collector or high margin coin. And in my opinion, that's where people can get into trouble. So you could avoid all those issues by dealing with someone on a personal basis. And being a veteran-owned company, we're very transparent. Of course, we have to make a little bit of money, but there's no way in the world that being in gold, you can't be fair. And we pride ourselves on that, Dave. So those would be some of the things that I would caution people to out there. And not only with gold, with any type of investment that you're looking to make or any kind of service that you're looking to be provided for you.
A reminder here that you are listening to the Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. And our topic today is how to buy gold to protect your wealth. So, Ken, you have given us some practical advice about the process of buying gold and silver that we would be wise to avoid. Where can I begin then to get the guidance I need to make informed and wise decisions?
Well, Dave, that should be on the mind of everyone right now. And this may sound a bit self serving, but I really do believe that if you have cash, liquid assets at the bank or in a brokerage account or some investments like stocks or bonds or mutual funds, that you want to protect and diversify with physical gold and silver. And remember, that's the only way to own gold and silver is a physical form that you could hold on to or have it stored at a safe depository. It's best to start by giving us a call or going to midasgoldgroup.com, MIDAS, and filling out an online form. No obligation or commitment on your end. It's just for information. We're not going to pressure people, Dave, into decisions. We will work with our clients to answer all of their questions. If they decide that they want to move forward, possibly at looking at a proposal, we will hold their hand and we will guide them every step of the way, Dave.
Ken, I got to say that I can attest to what you are saying. When I wanted to move a part of my retirement funds into gold as a hedge against inflation, your folks helped me fill out the paperwork and they expedited the order for me. And now all I have to do is watch the stock market fall and my precious metals investment maintain or grow in value. I got to say, it is a very comforting feeling.
That's what we specialize in. And the question I would ask anyone these days, Dave, is why on earth would anyone have all of their assets in this type of a system and in this type of a market with everything that can go wrong? How could anyone justify that? Not to mention, there are just huge risks out there because of all the money that we've been printing, because of the huge bubble that's been inflated. Remember, Dave, huge money printing, huge debt means huge risk. So if you have huge risk with very little upside, very little reward, that's a very bad situation. Not to mention the safety of our money, the privacy of our money, and the value of our money after a reset or after the cabal crashes everything. Who knows what's going to happen? Nobody knows what money's going to look like 10 years from now. What's our money going to buy? How much are we going to have access to it? These are all things that should have people definitely considering at least to diversify into gold, because all of these things that we're talking about, Dave, our paper money and our paper investments are under attack.
We're going to continue with our topic, how to buy gold to protect your wealth, a little bit later in the program. And we'll highlight several tangible ways that you can convert your wealth into the security of gold. But first, a reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. And coming up, we're going to look at a specific precious metal that you can use to safeguard your wealth, and that's coming up right after this.
Looking ahead, you don't want to get several months into the new year and say, I wish I would have after a stock market meltdown. Sebastian Gorka here. You can start the year by securing the value of your cash reserves and investments, guarding them against what many are predicting will be a brutal year for the value of the dollar and a stock market meltdown. The economic signs are worrisome. I recommend calling Midas Gold Group to safeguard your wealth with the stability of gold. Gold holds its value when economies fail. With stocks and bonds crashing over 20% in 2022, gold has held its value. Those who converted to gold with Midas Gold Group created a hedge against the ravages of inflation. Go to midasgoldgroup.com, or better yet, call 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-GOLD. It's gold you can hold. Call right now, 855-322-GOLD, or go to midasgoldgroup.com.
And we're back with more of The Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino. Our topic today is how to buy gold to protect your wealth. By the way, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we encourage you to visit our local office to meet with us in person. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, midasgoldgroup.com, MIDAS, midasgoldgroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. Now, it's time for our precious metal spotlight of the week, and today it's the Gold American buffalo. I've got one of these. Ken, on the MidasGoldGroup.com website, you describe this as the first pure gold coin produced by the U.S. Mint available to investors. That's a surprise.
The gold American buffalo is a 24 karat gold, the only one minted by the U.S. Mint. And that means that it's 4 nines pure, 0.9999. It's pristine, Dave. It's a sparkling bullion coin. It's one of my favorites. It's truly a historical and stylish way to beef up your gold holdings, so to speak, with a real quality coin that's very, very eye-catching.
Can you give us maybe a quick description of the coin?
Sure, Dave. Well, at 24 karat gold and in mint uncirculated condition, the gold American buffalo is a relatively new and elegant revitalization of a classic design, fully backed by the U.S. government and quickly gaining a lot of popularity with investors, Dave. And the U.S. government guarantees the coin's authenticity and purity. The face of the coin features a Native American chieftain in profile and repurposed in tribute from James Earl Fraser's original iconic design of the 1913 Indian head nickel. I'm sure you remember when you were a little kid, Dave, going to the store for the gumball machine. You probably saw a few of those Indian head nickels before, right?
Yes, I did, way back then.
The reverse side features a buffalo, and in this case, a rendering of Black Diamond. And remember, Black Diamond is an actual bison, believe it or not, and a well-known inhabitant of Central Park Zoo in the early 1900s. So if you're a person that likes the old West, so to speak, and the buffalo image, of course, and the chieftain profile, the gold buffalo is it's a fantastic coin. They're in immaculate condition, Dave, straight from the mint themselves. We are a distributor of the mint for these coins, and the gold buffalo, either in your possession or in a retirement account, I would urge people to consider it strongly.
So it is eligible for an IRA account.
It is, Dave. The gold buffalo, it's fully guaranteed and IRA eligible. As always, Dave, Midas Gold Group is more than happy to advise prospective buyers on whether this coin or this bar or whatever, or this mix is right for each individual investor. Everybody's a little different, but you should have a diversified precious metals portfolio. And I would say, Dave, that the gold buffalo, 1 ounce gold buffalo, should definitely be a consideration.
It's a good description and good advice, Ken. Thank you. Coming up in a moment, we're going to continue our topic of how to buy gold to protect your wealth with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, right after this.
2023 is going to be a year of economic upheaval, according to many economists. Sebastian Gorka here. Financial experts are warning of massive layoffs and huge stock market losses, which is why I recommend calling Midas Gold Group to safeguard your wealth with the stability of gold while you can. Gold holds its value when economies fail. Go to MidasGoldGroup.com, or better yet, call 855-322-GOLD. It's gold you can hold. Call 855-322-GOLD.
And we're back with more of The Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is how to buy gold to protect your wealth. As we have been saying, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, you can actually visit our local office to meet with us in person, see some of the coins and gold bars that we talk about. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. Now, let's return to our topic, how to buy gold to protect your wealth. Ken, so far today, we've talked about the state of the economy, some reasons to move a part of our cash reserves and investments over to gold and silver, and we've indicated some ways to not buy gold or silver. But now, I want to explore something that you like to say. Gold you can hold is gold you own. Ken, I have to say that it is a great feeling to actually hold physical gold and silver. It's beautiful metal.
It's real money, Dave. I was reading a book over the weekend, and they talked about gold in the Roman Empire, and they talked about it in the Ming Dynasty, and they talked about it in Amsterdam. The Dutch used to be very much the head of financial markets. They talked about Napoleon. They talked about Great Britain, and all of these countries, when they were superpowers, they had hard money. And I think everybody out there can see we're devaluing our money severely. We're inflating our debt. We're headed in the wrong direction, led by the wrong people at the absolute wrong time. So we are definitely on the other side of the ski slope, and it's all because of printing money, and it's all because of the elimination of our dollar being backed by gold, and the total elimination in 1971 by President Nixon to eliminate the gold standard. So our money is fiat currency. It's backed by nothing. It floats against all of the other currencies of the world. They're all toilet paper. They're all going down. And it's absolutely imperative that people diversify with gold and with silver and get out of some of this toxic paper assets.
It's a good warning. Let's talk about another way to own gold without any tax penalties, by the way, specifically transferring funds from a tax-deferred investment fund like an IRA or an old 401k over into a gold IRA. How does that work?
Takes about a week to complete a transfer or a rollover, sometimes a couple weeks. Personally, your gold IRA contains physical gold and silver and platinum that you store safely at a depository. There's many across the country until you want to take it out. Remember, you can do a distribution of money out of your IRA, or you can do a distribution of your gold, but you have to realize when you actually put your hands on it, either one, then that's a taxable event. The rollover is not a taxable event. The transfer itself is not a taxable event. The gold IRA to set it up and to fund it and to diversify it is a tax-free event. But if you do decide to do a distribution, which is now 73 or older, it follows the same rules of an IRA, and a distribution would trigger a tax event. But people do this, Dave, because they want to diversify stock assets. They want to get some money out of the markets. They don't want to have their entire retirement account in risky casino assets like we've talked about many times. And one of the perfect assets to have inside of your retirement account to hold its value, to be there when you need it, to collect dust for you and your family, and typically has more value down the road than it had before. That's typically the track record of gold. Your retirement account needs to be diversified. And this is a nice benefit of the gold IRA. You could actually take the distribution in gold. It's a nice way to stockpile your gold without coming out of pocket with any liquid funds. And I would just tell you, it's also a good way to stop the bleeding when it comes to stocks and bonds losing a lot of value, and money markets. When money markets in an IRA, Dave, are not insured by the FDIC, which a lot of people don't even know. So before we don't have any access to our retirement accounts, or maybe the government, seizes some of it, or maybe it's just a huge devaluation where our retirement assets are maybe only worth a quarter of what we thought. It's a good time to diversify some of those retirement accounts. You can get a gold IRA. We'll walk you through the whole process. In my opinion, every single retirement nest egg right now should have a significant portion of physical gold and silver in it. You do not, people, have to be invested in your retirement account all in paper.
Ken, your folks were very, very accommodating in helping me set up my gold IRA. I mean, the process was very easy. So I have one final question for you, and I had this happen to me, not your folks, but from one of my financial advisors. When a person talks with their financial advisor or broker, that advisor may say to them, "Oh, I can put you into gold," but Ken, it's not the same thing, is it?
No, Dave, and like I would say, you would never want all of your financial assets at one, financial company either. It's good to spread it out, but an advisor is not allowed to own, or for their clients, physical gold. They would probably recommend a gold mutual fund or a precious metals fund, or possibly an ETF, which is a exchange traded fund. Or mining shares. There are some companies out there that mine gold, and some of them even pay a dividend. But I would tell you that it's all still part of the banking system. It's all paper. You still don't have your hands on any of it. You can't take delivery of any of it. And I would just tell you that it's not true diversification. It's not the pure way to own gold. And I would tell you that your retirement account is worth it, your family's worth it, your savings is worth it. Go that extra step, learn how to diversify with a precious metal company. We'll walk you through it, Midas Gold Group, but learn how to diversify in the most significant way, which is to own the physical gold and silver asset in your retirement account or in your own possession, like I said, Dave. But you're not going to hear the advisor or you're not going to hear the bankers endorse physical gold because they can't make any money on it. It's not a paper income. It's not a fee generating asset. So I would just tell you to diversify, be very vigilant with your money. It's my money, sir. I appreciate your opinion, but this is what I want to do. Please follow my instructions, and we'll walk you through it, and we will give the best possible scenario to try and convert some of those retirement funds into physical precious metals, Dave.
This has really been the ABCs of buying gold, and the bottom line on everything that we have covered today about buying physical gold, I would summarize this way. 1, the best price will come from a reputable gold dealer like Midas Gold Group. 2, I can buy physical gold as a hedge against the falling value of the dollar and as protection against a market crash. 3, I can secure it safely in a safe at home or even a safe deposit box or a depository. 4, I can protect my retirement investments by moving funds from an IRA, an old 401k, or some other investment account into the stability of a gold IRA, and I can do so tax-free. And 5, physical gold is the best way to protect your wealth. It's not paper gold, but rather it is gold you can hold, and that is gold that you own. Oh, and one final thing, and I know you really like this. Gold is private. It is not the government's business as to what you own or how much.
Yeah, and that's really relevant, right, Dave? I mean, all of the things you said were 100% on point, but the privacy aspect of our money is still very important. The control aspect of our money is imperative, and all of that's going to be gone, and it's about control, it's about data collection, it's about turning our money on or off, or getting certain organizations in trouble, turning their accounts off. We all know what we're talking about. It's not a secret. But you don't have to be in that situation. And gold is one of the only private assets left that's very liquid, that you can diversify in, get some money out of the system privately, get it in your own possession, and it'll be there when you need it. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, in this particular market, in this particular situation, but like I said, with our particular leadership, it would be really insane to not want to think about diversifying, and it would be doubly insane to keep all of your money wrapped up in this type of risky system.
And that is going to bring us to the end of our time together today here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo, brought to you by Midas Gold Group. A reminder, opinions given here are not intended to be specific to your investment strategy, but rather general information to give you a better understanding of investing in precious metals. For answers to your questions, call Midas Gold Group at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers, that's 855-322-4653. And the website is MidasGoldGroup.com. The Midas Gold Group is proud to be America's #1 veteran-owned gold dealer, supporting veterans' causes with a portion of profits donated to the Wounded Warriors Project and the Semper Fi Fund. So your investment in your future is also an investment in the future of those who have bravely served the cause of freedom. Again, the number to call to speak directly with Midas Gold Group is 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. Ken, thank you for your time again today.
You're welcome, Dave. And just a reminder, the Wealth Summit is this Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It could be streamed or listened to on 870 a.m. The Answer. and it will be a lot of good information, some of the same stuff that we're talking about today, but I would encourage our listeners out there to tune in.
I'm Dave Dino. Come and join us again next week at this same time for another edition of The Gold Standard.
The Gold Standard was brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.